What if making your child smarter has less to do with pushing harder and more to do with helping their brain feel safe enough to learn? What if your child's forgetfulness, distraction, emotional outbursts, or lack of focus aren't signs that they're lazy or slow at all? What if their brain is simply doing what every growing brain does, trying to survive first, then learn second? Once you understand this, parenting starts to feel different. You stop seeing every mistake as a problem to fix. You start seeing it as a brain asking for guidance, rhythm, safety, and repetition. And when you give a child's brain the right kind of daily signals, something powerful begins to happen. They don't just memorize more, they start thinking better. A child's brain is not a finished thing. It's more like soft clay being shaped every single day by what they repeat, what they hear, what they feel, and what they believe is safe to try. This is why two children can have the same natural ability, but grow in very different directions. One child learns that mistakes are dangerous, so their brain protects them by avoiding effort. Another child learns that mistakes are part of learning, so their brain stays open longer. Same childlike brain, different signals. And this is the big idea behind raising a smarter child. The brain learns best when it feels safe, curious, and gently challenged. Not scared, not rushed, not constantly compared. Because when a child feels threatened, even by small things like yelling, shame, pressure, or fear of disappointing you, their brain shifts into protection mode. It starts asking, "Am I safe?" before it asks, "What can I learn?" That's why a child can know something at home, then freeze in class. That's why they can understand a lesson one day, then forget it the next. That's why a child who hears "you're not trying" too often may eventually stop trying. Not because they can't grow, because their brain has learned that trying hurts. But here's the hopeful part. A child's brain can change through repetition. There's one simple science word for this: neuroplasticity, which just means the brain rewires itself based on what it practices again and again. So if your child practices fear, pressure, and self-doubt, those pathways get stronger. But if your child practices curiosity, calm effort, emotional control, problem solving, and patience, those pathways get stronger too. And the smartest children are not always the ones who are forced the hardest. Often, they're the ones whose brains are trained to stay open. So let's talk about 10 habits that help your child become smarter in a real, lasting way. Habit 1. Praise effort more than natural talent. It's tempting to say, "You're so smart," when your child does something well. It feels loving, it feels encouraging. But the brain can quietly hear something else. It can hear, being smart means getting it right. Then, when the work becomes harder, the child may panic, because if they struggle, they think it means they're not smart anymore. So instead of only praising the result, praise the process. Say, "I like how you kept trying." Say, "You figured out a new way." Say, "That was hard and you stayed with it." This teaches their brain that intelligence is not a fixed identity. It's a skill that grows through effort. That one shift can change how your child handles hard things for years. Habit 2. Let them struggle a little before helping. When your child gets stuck, your first instinct may be to jump in quickly. You don't want them frustrated. You don't want them upset. But small frustration is not always harmful. Sometimes it's the exact place where the brain gets stronger. If you rescue too fast, the child's brain learns, when something feels hard, someone else takes over. But if you pause, breathe, and give them a little space, their brain starts searching. It tries one path, then another, then another. That search is where thinking grows. You can still support them, just don't steal the moment too early. Try saying, "Take one more minute and see what you notice." Or, "What's one thing you could try first?" You're not abandoning them, you're teaching their brain to trust itself. And that matters more than getting the answer quickly. Habit 3. Ask better questions instead of giving quick answers. A child asks, "Why is the sky blue?" And it's easy to answer immediately. But smarter thinking grows when the brain gets invited to wonder first. So before you explain, ask, "What do you think?" Not as a test, as an invitation. When a child guesses, imagines, connects ideas, or even says something silly, their brain is practicing flexible thinking. That's the kind of thinking they'll use later for school, friendships, decisions, and real life. You can ask simple questions like, "What makes you say that? What else could be true? How could we find out?" These questions teach your child that learning is not just receiving information, it's exploring. If you're still watching, part of you already knows your child doesn't just need more pressure. They need better patterns. So if this is helping, subscribe, because a child's brain changes through repetition, and one honest reminder each week can help you guide that change with more calm. Habit 4. Build a reading rhythm, not a reading battle. Reading is one of the strongest ways to build a child's mind, but the way you approach it matters. If reading becomes a fight, the brain connects books with pressure. And once that happens, the child may resist even if they're capable. So make reading feel like a rhythm. 10 minutes before bed, one page together, a story in the car, a funny book at breakfast. It doesn't have to look perfect. The goal is not to create a performance. The goal is to create a connection between words, imagination, and safety. When a child reads, they practice attention. They picture things in their mind. They learn emotions, patterns, language, and cause and effect. But most importantly, they learn that the mind can travel. That one habit quietly builds a brain that can think deeper. Habit 5. Protect their sleep like it's part of learning. A tired child doesn't just act difficult. A tired brain struggles to remember, focus, control emotions, and solve problems. Sometimes what looks like bad behavior is really a brain running on low battery. Sleep is when the brain sorts the day. It stores what matters. It clears mental noise. It prepares for tomorrow. So if you want your child to learn better, don't only look at homework. Look at bedtime. Look at screens before sleep. Look at noise, routine, and late-night stimulation. A smarter child is not built only during study time. A lot of the work happens when they're resting. Create a calm sleep rhythm. Same bedtime when possible. Dim lights. Less screen stimulation. A slower ending to the day. You're not just helping them sleep. You're helping their brain keep what it learned. Habit 6. Teach them to name their emotions. A child who can't name what they feel often acts it out. Anger, crying, shutting down, refusing, talking back. But underneath the behavior, there's often a feeling the child doesn't know how to handle yet. When you teach your child emotional words, you give their brain a map. Instead of "I'm bad," they learn "I'm frustrated." Instead of "I hate this," they learn "This feels hard." Instead of "Leave me alone," they learn "I need a break." That may sound simple, but it changes everything. Because a child who can name a feeling can start managing it. And emotional control is deeply connected to smart thinking. A brain stuck in big emotion has less space for learning. So help them practice. Say, "It looks like you're disappointed." Or, "I think your brain got overwhelmed for a minute." Or, "You're not in trouble for having a feeling. Let's figure out what to do with it." That sentence alone can calm a child's inner world. Habit 7. Give them small responsibilities. Children become smarter when they feel capable, not when everything is done for them. A small responsibility tells the brain, "I matter. I can affect the world." That feeling builds confidence, planning, memory, and problem solving. Let them pack part of their bag. Let them set the table. Let them choose between two outfits. Let them help make a simple snack. Let them care for a plant. The task doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. When a child has responsibility, they practice thinking ahead. They notice consequences. They learn that actions create results. And yes, they'll forget sometimes. They'll spill things. They'll do it slowly. That's part of it. If you demand perfection, the brain learns fear. If you guide repetition, the brain learns skill. Habit 8. Reduce constant comparison. Comparison seems harmless. Your cousin already knows this. Your sister did it faster. Other kids your age can do it. But a child's brain often hears comparison as danger. It hears, "I'm behind. I'm less loved. I'm not enough." And when that message repeats, learning becomes emotionally heavy. A child may stop trying, not because they don't care, but because trying now feels like proof they might fail. Instead of comparing your child to someone else, compare them to their own past. Say, "Last month this was harder for you." Say, "You're getting better at staying calm." Say, "You used to give up quickly, but today you tried again." This builds a brain that tracks growth, and a child who sees growth is more willing to keep going. Because the goal is not to make your child feel better than others. The goal is to help them believe they can become better than they were. Habit 9. Let boredom do some work. Many children today are never bored for long.
The moment there's silence, a screen appears. The moment there's waiting, entertainment arrives.
But boredom is not empty. Boredom is where the brain starts creating. When nothing is handed to the mind begins to search inside itself. It imagines, it builds, it wonders, it makes games out of nothing. That's not wasted time, that's mental training. Of course, children don't always like boredom at first. Their brain may protest because it's used to quick stimulation. But if you give them space, they often find their way. You can say, "It's okay to be bored. Your brain is about to invent something." Then let the silence stretch a little. Not all day, not as punishment, just enough for their mind to wake up. A child who can sit with boredom becomes less dependent on constant noise, and that creates room for focus. Habit 10. Model the brain you want them to build. This may be the hardest habit, because children don't only learn from what you tell them, they learn from what your nervous system shows them every day. If they see you explode every time something goes wrong, their brain learns that mistakes are emergencies. If they see you constantly distracted, their brain learns that attention is impossible. If they see you speak cruelly to yourself, their brain learns that inner criticism is normal. But if they see you pause, breathe, apologize, try again, and stay curious, something different happens. They learn that a smart brain is not a perfect brain. It's a brain that can return. Return after anger, return after mistakes, return after distraction, return after a hard day. You don't have to be a perfect parent. Actually, perfection can feel cold to a child. What helps them more is repair. When you lose patience, come back and say, "I was frustrated, but I shouldn't have spoken like that." That teaches more than a lecture ever could. It shows your child that growth is real, not something adults demand from children, something everyone practices. And that may be one of the smartest lessons you can give. Because in the end, making your child smarter is not about filling their mind with more information every minute. It's about shaping the conditions where their brain can stay open, safe enough to try, calm enough to focus, curious enough to ask, strong enough to keep going. Your child's brain is being built in tiny moments. The way you respond when they fail, the way you speak when they're slow, the way you treat questions, the way you handle your own emotions. None of this changes everything overnight, but it changes the direction, and direction matters. The child you see today is not the final version of who they can become. It's just the version their brain has practiced so far. A smarter child is not made through pressure alone. A smarter child is shaped through safety, repetition, curiosity, sleep, responsibility, and love that doesn't disappear when they struggle. So today, don't try to change everything. Pick one habit, just one. Maybe you praise effort. Maybe you pause before helping. Maybe you ask one better question. Maybe you protect bedtime. Start small, because small things repeated become the architecture of the brain. And if you want more calm, simple reminders about how the mind grows and changes, subscribe to Stick Wisdom. Because the brain doesn't become stronger from one perfect moment. It becomes stronger from what you gently repeat.